Good morning, everyone. It is approximately 4 a.m. EST here on the East Coast of the U.S. I am on the farm, off the grid, and most certainly off the chain. I just want to do a short little hanger tweak for my buddy Kamil, so I'm going to go ahead and just hop right into it. So, we were squatting and stuff, man, and we were getting our butts handed to us, but it's because the tanking is uh, the tanking is almost as worse as Pixonic's greed, and it's horrible. Um, so our first match, we had two people drop, and we hung in there, 4 against 6 for a while. But eventually the bot count can't keep up unless you're just monsters like that. Um, so I'm gonna take a quick look, and then of course the second match. I'm in diamond, so I play experts on the regular, but I can draw masters, and Kamil is only in gold, um, all base level gear. But we're gonna take a quick look at Camille's hanger. Camille's hanger is not bad, but there's a reason why I'm tweaking it. So Camille has crisis, but she does have the crisis palette, which I don't have. I do have a crisis, but on my other account, but not the pilot for it. I actually use Basil Lapate, the long range pilot, and for my shorter range setups, I use um, the Manny pilot, the same one you're using here on this Mars. But hopefully, I won so many of the healing Mars pilot. You can possibly win one for that. My advice here on this, all right, you taking him to 10. That's it. Don't train him on nothing else. Save him at level 10 for the shell, so he's already got a head start instead of starting at level 1. And um, great deal there. Now, my piece of advice I'm gonna give you now is what you need to listen to. The feigners all got nerfed, and so did all the rust. Okay, the jaw can still work on this Mars, simply because you want to shoot. I would actually do it the opposite. Um, I with your Clive, um, he's a better pilot, and this is your tougher Mars. Okay. Um, Either way, I'd put the jaw. If you don't have other weapons, I'd put the jaw on the brawler Mars, the closer Mars. All right. And the weaker Mars, your level 1 Mars over here. See, you got a Gothic, which is a SE edition, and then so it's got 10% more health. You put the brawling weapons on that Mars, okay, and then you put, regardless of how you're gonna do your pilots, then you put your feigners, which are still useful, but they just don't have the punch they used to, on the ranged Mars, okay. You range the squishier bot, all right. Now this is good right here. You got explosives and sonic, but I would try to maximize explosives if you can. And you have a Trixie, so which is good. Excellent here on the crisis. Like I said, excellent here on the angler. Even though, like me myself personally, I prefer. But it's all about your playstyle. I would prefer to go with another explosive weapon, whether it be another rocket or another shotgun, but just stay with explosives on this thing, and you just keep setting explosives off on the people. Um, but as far as the Fury, dump the talents if you have something else. Try to go with a nice mid-range on the Fury, because he's just too slow to really brawl anymore, and you'll have like one brawling Mars and the angler for brawling, and of course you've got mid-range here on your crisis already. But if you do come up with the other weapons, and the mid-range crisis isn't bad, but if you can really come up with a full long range, because you got the one Reaper on there already, which is long range. If you can come up with full long range, I take the 2 Hells and Decay and put them on the Fury, and I dump them Talons in a heartbeat. That's my advice to you. Ox Minos is coming along real good. The Gift Minos, so not bad. I see you went with the Retaliator because we haven't got the 3rd Squall yet. But if the Retaliator tends to work out well for you, then keep on working with it, because it is higher level, higher tier, and well, it's lower tier, but it's higher leveled than your Squalls are. And that's my advice to you. And so I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and showing up. ANZ, Capwater, I know, Mortal. And by the way, you guys put out great content yesterday. You know, I watch you guys. I just don't say too much. So I'd like to thank my main man ANZ for coming out. Rent Deep, Hamid Khan, Mortal. Go check out their channels. All these guys have their own channels, and they stream daily. And especially Hamid Khan streams across many different games. Please go to their channel, check it out, leave a like, and if you're digging the content that they are putting out, please subscribe to their channel. As far as my own hanger, I think I got a little tweak. Wolfblood been working on his hanger, so we'll take a look at that right quick. So a few small hanger tweaks. You guys know I'm not going to be long. He did get the Gift Minos, so he's finally got that. He's got his 2 Lunar Squalls, and look, he's not even trying to level that Retaliator at all. So I would not. And he's probably hesitating on leveling the Squalls as well. So he's saving up his platinum to do what he's going to do. Not bad overall. I love this Mercury setup right here. He's just got to wait to get the good Mercury pilot or something. And then see how that works out. So you got the Spear, the Hazard, but you rolling with the Wasp on the emoji. You might get more out of putting the Terran on there, man. Even though the ranges are different. Well, I can see you could do that Spear Wasp. Not bad. So I see you working, man, with what you got, and that's the best thing to do. And if you win another Magnum, I'll replace that Pinata too. So don't level the Pinata at all. They're decent at level 5. The Pen and Pinata are decent at level 5 for the price that you pay over starter weapons, instead of putting money into a lot of starter weapons. Just go ahead and buy a Pen or Pinata from the door. They're already level 5, and they work decent at that level until you win something better. So that's my opinion on that. Not bad overall, Wolfblood. And so we'll take a look at my own hanger. And you guys, I mean, because Duck on Quack really hates my ski row setup. Because I'm using old weapons. But I was telling him, just because weapons are old don't mean they're useless. The Vortex Aphid go along with my Skiros playstyle. I pop open, they bust right away. I already got a lock before I even pop open, so I don't have to wait on lock. I pop open, I bust any shields, anything down with the Vortex Aphid right away, and start hitting them with the Glory. And even at level 7, this Glory, besides the lockdown component, is doing 17,000 per hit. And you guys know when a Glory is fresh, it's like poof, 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 you know, shooting right away. It's not that poof, poof of the empty shotgun reloading and shooting one shell at a time. So and by that time, I'm balled back up, and I'm back on my way. So that's just what I wanted to say about that. So even though he doesn't like it, because it doesn't go with his play style. So that's why I tell people, you never know, what you can find useful for your play style. I tell you what I think is bad but also look for things that work for you. Um, of course, the Spirit Capri. Of course, I just won this Capri, and I just put a new auto on it, so he's really low level. Um, this is my older thing. I had this Spears on here with the Redeemer, but the Magnum Redeemer still eats him up. It's just that I have to try to keep the angler within 350 more so than I had to before with the Spears on here. Even though I like to keep them in range of my Redeemer, I didn't have to. If they went out of range, I was still hitting them with the Spears. But since I won that Eldridge Capri the other day, I started doing it that way. Um, so here's, besides that, I did pull out my I had cinders on here. I did pull out my oolong cinders. I am testing the lunar squalls on there. If not, I got a couple levels on the oolong cinders. I put them back in. Of course, both the cinder and the squall have been heavily nerfed. So that's all I can say about that. If there's anything else that anybody wants me to cover, I'll let you know. But as far as that, that's my hanger 1. Hanger 2, I still really don't have any decent brawling weapons yet for my Demeter, and that's why, like, even for my Scorpion, I'm using an Orkin here, okay? Because at least on here I got time to usually let it load up, and so I'm using an Orkin because then I could just burst with it, and so it's hard with the 20-second reload. And being as though they introduced the ultimate Orkin, they need to unnerf the Orkin and let it back to its former glory. So I'm rolling with 2 Cryptic Hazards and an Ion here. One of my favorite setups in this hanger is the 2 Dragoon Terramach Snare on the Siren. And of course, I still use Shock Trains and the Freedom Hammer here. So of course, I don't hang in the air much with these 2 anymore, especially since Reapers came out. So I'm basically going for burst damage instead of sustainability, like how people would hang up in the air with the bendies forever. Of course, I'm not doing that. And of course, I'm going with the explosives here. This is a monster right here. I don't care what nobody says. The Vajras and my Havadras have been nerfed, but they are still beasts. They're still pretty good, and the Indra is just a beast at getting in close. And once you get in close, it has that in close skill, that lasso. And also, the closer you are with shotguns, the better they're gonna be. And Indra is the master of getting close. Too bad I don't have a Titan accelerator, because I would go hand with that. So for this hanger, believe it or not, this is a monster whaling, especially on open maps. As long as I'm not getting hit with Reapers, they can go ahead and do whatever. And believe it or not, Tempest really hurt Titans a lot, especially anything with a physical shield. And believe it or not, I am running the Rhino. Yes, I'm running the Rhino with Kate O'Donnell lockdown pilot. And trust me, people are shocked when they see a Rhino. Matter of fact, a lot of newer people are like, what the hell is that thing running by me to the beacon faster than I am? And mind you, I use this on my open map hanger. And the reason why I'm still using fainters after the nerf is because when I have my shields up, they're just charging up anyway. And then when I drop the shields, they unload, and I can always put the shields back up. Only problem I run into with this setup is when I'm running towards that first beacon, and say somebody with something long like Prismas or Flux might try to shoot me in the butt. Okay, but once I'm facing you, This thing is a monster, and the only thing I have to fear then are explosive weapons. Um, so yeah, we'll take a look at that. Rhino with Kate O'Donnell, and I got gunsmith, fainter, and physical shield expert on that. All right. Of course, Kate O'Donnell's specialty is 8% more damage upon lockdown, and they really need to buff that because that's actually the weakest of all pilots. That's actually the weakest damage bonus of all legendary pilots, man. It really is. Yes, Kamil, the Mender will be a great addition to your hangar. I can tell you right now that Mender is one of my favorite robots to play. Simply because you can help people. Mender is a little lacking on firepower, but you can help people. But I still get plenty of kills in my Menders. And of course, the Prisma with Jad Parks here. And I'm running Manny on this, even with my, excuse me, this is my short range pilot, but I removed my other two short range weapons just to put Zeniths back in the game. Since Reapers have come out, I can sit back and hide and use the Avengers for self-protection. But I was wondering if I could, but see, I already got the Prisma for the long range setup. So, I mean, that's why my normal pilot for this Butch is a Basil Lapate legendary pilot, but right now I'm using the Manny legendary pilot on here with Master Gunsmith. So of course, though, the Avengers actually hurt Titans a lot too and munch the hell out of shields. It's the 10-second reloads that make them garbage. And to finish out my hangar, running the Yoji and Teja on the Emoji with the Daltaki, which is increasing his firepower. I have Han on here, Harold Han. And I have Mechanic, Tough Guy, and of course Harold Han gives you that 3-second threshold. Them three longer seconds are a lot more damage. So that's it for the, oh, I'm sorry I didn't go over this last Titan. Of course, I'm running 2 Pantagruels and a Scavenger Lantern on the Stellar Cirrus right now. I basically hang back with this thing. I'm not, this is not a brawler by any means, and my advice is to not brawl with it. And I like that the animations are showing up on the Stellar, because some patches, when they patch it, the Stellar is frozen. You don't see the stars moving. It's actually moving on this one, so that's cool. All right, everybody, that's it. That's all I have for you this morning. And like I said before, please, my main man Hamid Khan, Mortal, ANZ, all these guys are putting out a plethora of content. So please go check them out. Leave a like, and if you are digging the content that they are putting out, please subscribe to their channels. I will holla at you all. See you all out there in the battlefield, and you know I got no picks. Love, peace, happiness.